I literally want to start it by saying that Oda has yet again hit the bullseye. Honestly, he never fails to impress and surprise us at the same time when it comes to ground-shaking revelation. And all those theories on Kaido's son identity, including mine. Anyways, this chapter exactly had the same Oda's surprise element, filled with a shocking revelation, great art, packed with information and setup, different suspense building elements, great action sequence, great double spreads, and at last, a very good and enjoyable chapter. I was actually spoiled beforehand.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
But still, I have to say that I was equally amazed and excited to read the chapter throughout. There was not a single part that didn't left me excited and in a suspense space. And with that said, I cannot contain myself to talk about various key elements and future progress from this chapter. I also will talk about a very mysterious character that we might be seeing soon. So let us commence without any further delay. Let's straightly start with the ulti and page 1 stuff that we got at the beginning of this chapter. I'm not going to talk about the cover story, okay? Basically, as we saw in the previous chapter, that ulti and page 1 got knocked out momentarily, more visibly ulti actually, and as foreseen, ulti has suffered more damage than page 1 as he was literally hit by the Thunder Bagua from Yamato. And in the other hand, page 1 almost broke his jaw after getting hit by the elephant gun. Also, there was a very funny interpretation of Thunder Bagua of Yamato by ulti. She basically thinks that it was a Thunder Sigwa, which translates to 4 trigrams, meaning a mini version or weaker move than the real one, as Thunder Bagua is known as 8 trigrams, which is honestly to be expected as it is a Yonko's named attack. But moving back to ulti and page 1, lots of people were actually saying that they are out of the count. But I'm happy that they were wrong because we honestly need to see more from them, like a serious match, which is a treat to watch. And seeing ulti as a very likable and interesting character, Oda would definitely not miss this great chance. Anyways, one big highlight we got from this first set of pages was the incomparable durability of the ancient zones, especially the dinosaur users, as they have quite literally very thick skin. So it was to be expected that they both tanked strong hits. And honestly, this has been highlighted a couple of times that the ancient zones, especially dinosaurs, are really tough. For instances, page 1 versus Sanji at the capital, and the other one is Queen versus Big Mom. Yeah, I know that she was nerfed because of her amnesia, but we cannot really discount the fact that she was in her enraged mode, as she didn't got any Osiriko to eat. And we all know the deadly tantrums she throws when she is out of control. And in that situation, Queen was able to tank her hits and later successfully managed to knock her out. So Oda is clearly making a point here that these guys have insanely great durability, and it will be a very troublesome task to dispatch these set of individuals, also including the 3 all-stars or calamities or the lead performers, however you want to address them. Also, now it makes so much sense that why Sanji wasn't able to knock out page 1 so easily. And let's be real here guys, he was just using basic kicks for a very brief moment. So yeah, at this point, after witnessing a couple of instances of their crazy durability and them being flying 6 members, it is to be expected, right? Even Elephant Gun, one of Luffy's strongest attack, out of Gear 4, like top 3, was just able to almost broke his jaw. So I think this Sanji slander regarding that specific fight against page 1 needs to stop. Regardless of that, what I'm actually excited about is the possibility of a round 2 of page 1 versus Sanji, as page 1 is still fit and fine after 2 encounters. This actually might be happening because we know that page 1 is searching for Yamato and Luffy, and Sanji is on a solo mission right now, so it's very possible that they might bump into each other. Also, in my opinion, it would be a great way to show the upgraded raid suit, as I'm pretty sure Frankie and Usopp have upgraded it in 1 week's time, as they both love cool scientific gadgets. It will also be a great way to signify that Sanji has become stronger and more proficient with the raid suit, if he dispatches page 1 for real this time, which he wasn't able to do at the first time. Honestly, I'm really excited about the next instance we see page 1. A great setup here indeed. And actually same for ulti also. I can possibly see her making a sudden contact with Nami and Carrot as they are in a run from Big Mom right now. Just truly, Thinking more about their possible fights, I'm getting more eager and excited. Next, let's talk about Luffy and Yamato's small scuffle. We see very enjoyable exchange of classes between these two individuals. Basically, Yamato is asking for Luffy to cooperate with her and listen her side of story and reasonings. But as we know, Luffy is already in a hurry to go take down Kaido because he has already suffered a bit of damage and he no more underestimates his crew members. So to reduce damage and safeguard the time, he's straightly going for Kaido. In addition, his main/prime goal in this arc is solely to defeat the monster Kaido. So it's very understandable that why he doesn't care about Yamato, who he is not affiliated with whatsoever. And on top of that, he is seeing her for the first time. But let's now move to a much interesting part of their brief battle. And it is about how easily Yamato was able to fend off or defend from Luffy's elephant gun, which by the way was also supported by his gear second. Because as you know, the only gear which produces steams from all over his body is gear second. Now I'm not trying to accurately power scale here, but I personally do think that at least after this chapter, that Yamato should be relative to the power of the calamities or the all-stars. And that is honestly great because she would not be overpowered or be underwhelming. Also, some people were actually having confusion about whether Luffy was using advanced armament or not, which I personally don't think so. But again, we do see a formation of outer coating in his arm at the end of their scuffle, which actually caused a pretty big explosion and smoke. But again, there's no way to confirm it, as even Yamato said that Luffy hasn't gone all out yet, so I can't say it for sure. Regardless of that, I'm actually very happy that we got another strong female character, as we only have selective few outside, namely Big Mom, Hancock, Smoothie, Momosagi and Suru. So seeing not just one, but three strong female characters in this arc alone makes me really happy. Definitely looking forward to all of their share of battles. Hopefully Oda will do justice to them. Now the other highly informative scenes were on the execution plaza where Momo is about to get executed. And as seen in the previous chapter, Orochi is trying to explain the mysterious existence of Kozuki Momonosuke to the Beast Pirates. But as expected, they are not believing him at all, as they are all ruffians who are partying without a care of anything. But the most exciting part was that Robin and Jinbei actually have successfully infiltrated the banquet, as expected from them. Clearly two of the most experienced individuals from the Straw Hats. With them, we also see the forces of Hyogoro infiltrating successfully and are just waiting for the right time to strike their enemies. The most interesting part, however, is that with Robin actually, acting all baddie and ruthless with those very mean looks on, while also using a very malicious tone like, you know, let me take his eye out, you know. Honestly man, what a great actress she is. She kind of deserves the Oscar. And now with Jinbei, as I said in my chapter 979 review, he looks a bit off in this group, or in this getup actually. Hopefully they will not find him out. But regardless of that, I do think it's going to be Robin that's actually going to free Momo, as she is the most perfect person to do it. Her devil fruit itself is so much compatible in this scenario, and honestly she's also very skilled in these kind of tasks. Plus, she's already really impatient about freeing Momo. So I would pretty confidently say that she's going to be the one who's going to free him. Which actually brings us to a possible future battle of Robin versus Black Maria. Yeah, as we know that she ditched finding Yamato to stay close to Kaido, and he's right now at the execution plaza. So Black Maria must be somewhere around Kaido. So hopefully we might be seeing an epic battle of these two inside. Next, let's move to the law side of things. And again, as I said in the beginning, the double spread is just beautiful in this one. The uncontrolled weather around the sea, then Law using shambles to teleport him and the Red Scabbards to the backside of the island was a treat to admire and read. But before I move on to further details of those beautiful panels, I want to divert your attention to a certain highlight that I noticed which ties back to chapter 982. If you basically see Izo's kimono's design pattern is actually completely different from the one we saw in chapter 982. The mysterious figure who was actually talking to Marco. This figure had a strip pattern kimono. Now, as you may have already guessed, that the chances of this figure being the one we saw in the cover story of chapter 631 is more and more likely. And if some of you are not aware of this situation, then apparently the figure we see in chapter 631's cover story had the exact same pattern of kimono, and the interesting part is that he was drinking with Crocus in the reverse mountain. This mysterious person is most probably a Roger pirate. As honestly, it would make sense if he joins the rebellion side, because Odin was also part of the crew, and Neko might have picked him up as he should also know about him. And the reason is Neko was also part of the Roger pirates for some time with Inu. My main guess for now would be Scarpa Gaban. Yes, as we have not seen him in this era and his whereabouts are unknown. Also, Gaban got a very good highlight in the Odin's flashback for being one of the most important and strongest individual of the crew. So who knows, he might be the one who's going to be the next big surprise for the war. Anyways, let's move to the beautiful and emotional long reunion between the two brothers, Izo and Kiku. Kiku is actually bursting with emotional joy, who is beyond words after finally reuniting with his long-lost brother. In the other hand, Izo is looking like a proud brother like any of us would be, after seeing his brother as a splendid grown-up proud samurai. Moving on, the other very interesting stuff I want to talk about is Marco going out to the sea again to check out a mysterious shadow of someone heading towards Onigashima. Now my immediate guess would be Perespero, as out of all the Big Mom pirates, he's the one who is most competent and serious about this alliance between Kaido and Big Mom. And also, he's the only one we saw going to Onigashima in his candy ride. So we might soon be seeing an epic battle between Marco and Perespero inside. But, this actually will be a strange matchup as they are in the sea. So Marco will be choosing an aerial setup for combat. But regardless, even if it happens, then it will be really interesting, right? But that doesn't end there, as I also can think two other possibilities. And that is 1. The Marines. Basically, they might be patrolling right outside of Onigashima to strike the conflicting forces at the perfect time, changing the whole course of battle. In addition to that, we know that they have a perfect informant, X-Drake, who can exactly guide them precisely. Also, X-Drake is on his way to find Yamato, so he will have enough time to plan the infiltration for the Marines. It would also be epic if we see Green Bull, because I think it's a great way to introduce him in this arc. He would also be a great help against the fight with Big Mom and Kaido, as he is an admiral. The other one is actually Blackbeard Pirates. As we know that there are various important things in Wano. For instance, the road poneglyph, red devil fruit uses. So knowing Blackbeard as an opportunist, he might come to take advantage of the war for his benefits. That would be interesting to witness. Really man, I'm eager to know whose shadow Marco exactly saw. That's a great mystery. It might not be Perespero actually. So let's wait and see. Finally, let's talk about the main part of this chapter, or more to say, the main attraction. The most shocking and breathtaking revelation. That obviously being the fact that Yamato is actually a girl/woman. And honestly, even when I heard the spoilers, I was like, this must be fake. Or a joke like someone stealing to ride all of us. But no, it was freaking true. And on top of that, Yamato is really beautiful. I definitely like her a lot. But the one part that I found a little funny is that the backstory and motivation of Yamato. It was basically like a mix of all the speculation fans made. Like being present at the Odin's execution, the legendary hour, or obtaining his journal, and at last, of course, knowing Ace. This was all predicted by the fans, which actually honestly surprised me for a bit, that oh my god, the fans really got everything correct. And you know what? I actually really think Oda knew that all of this was very predictable. So to make the Yamato revelation crazy and hype, he most likely decided to make Yamato a girl or a woman, whatever you want to call her for now. Honestly man, we gotta give it to Oda for knowing the reader's intensity and what they want. He definitely hit the bullseye yet again. And now, with her relation with Ace, I'm really intrigued to know how it all happened. She also indicated that they fought each other. So I'm really curious on how they exactly met. Because we know Ace was mostly only in Kuri with Tama. Also, I want to say that if Yamato is the ace of Kaido's crew, not just based on strength obviously, rather because he is the only child of Kaido for now, it will be an indirect tying to the name Portegas the Ace, as both of them were most likely good friends. Anyways, after seeing everything being set up for the next stage, I cannot help myself on being very much excited and hyped for the next set of chapters honestly. New mysterious character is most likely showing up, and the Marines of Blackbeard might also be intervening. Sadly, we are on a break next week again, and we'll be on a break for next set of few chapters. I know it's really heartbreaking, but we cannot do anything except be patient and wait. Still, the recent chapters have been so much amazing that I think it's worth waiting for 2 weeks, right? So that was it for today, guys. Like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.